What's going on, guys? SmartHelping.com here. We have a value add real estate flipping calculator. This thing is really cool. It's all the entire models on one sheet here, and the main use is to plan out your expected purchase price, initial investment, and it could be in a multifamily unit, individual property, or some piece of real estate. Is going to have some cost, which we're going to define up here. And then you're going to have some description on what you're buying. It could be units if it's like a multifamily apartment or a commercial building or multiple mixed use area or a single property. We've got assumptions for all that, the pre-renovation numbers, the post-renovation numbers, and then you can put in some details if it is an operating ongoing operation to figure out your post renovation NOI, and then you can plug in your exit assumptions here and get your ROI. So really cool, very flexible. Let's go through each area here on the template. Note you can buy this. I'll list it at smarthelping.com within the real estate models category. Uh, I'm also going to put it on Eloquent and eFinancial models. So first of all, you start with the purchase price. Let's just say $1 million. You've got your planned renovations, and the renovations are actually defined by this section right here, where you have the cost per unit, and then based on the total units that exist, you get a total renovation cost per unit type. And you could also define the renovation description that's happening in each type. And by type, I just mean this could be, 2 beds, 1 bath, 3 beds, 1 bath, 3 beds, 2 bath, etc. And in the rent rules if you're acquiring the building, you would have all these details that you can put in here. So this is where you define what you're going to put into the building. And then here, well, before we get to the new rent, so you've got purchase price, planned renovations, your all-in cost. You could define if you're going to finance any of this acquisition or not. If you do, let's say you would finance 65% of it, it's going to give you a finest amount. It will reduce your initial investment. You could also put in accrued or non-accrued interest. Accrued interest would go on, reduce off the exit proceeds, and non-accrued would contribute toward the initial investment that you need. So once you've defined all of that, you can also put in the current NOI if applicable, because this can be used for a house, just a single property house, or it can be used for a giant building. So it's that flexible. If you're doing a building with rent from a bunch of different people and stuff, you're going to look at the current NOI, and based on your purchase price, it'll give you the cap rate on entry. So you've got all this defined, then you go and define the unit types, the description, the count, the actual occupancy of the current place, because it's likely if you're going to do renovations, you'll probably improve the occupancy, which is going to increase rent, the potential rent. You got the current rent right here, annual potential rent, annual current rent. This is percentage, just saying the margin. So if your current NOI is 50,000 and your annual rent, gross rent is 120, then your 40% operating margin. Then you define your cost for each type. And then here we've got a nice section for the renovation post, which is so post renovation is you define what you're going to raise the rent to per month. So here's the current monthly rent, here's the new rent after renovation. You also can define a new occupancy count, and it'll give you the rate and then the new annual rent. So you're moving from this number to this number. And then you can also redefine if you want to show OPEX and then the actual NOI based on post renovation against this gross potential rent here. And then you could put in for your exit the current NOI, the exit cap rate, and exit sales proceeds expected here. Now, if you want to hard code in this, you can. You could just put in whatever you think you can sell the building for or the house manually right here. You don't have to use this or this. That's why this number is hard coded. And then you've got seller fees, and then any interest and loan repayment. And then the exit proceeds is just taking the total sales proceeds minus your seller fees, minus any interest in loan repayment. And then you've got an ROI, equity multiple. I also did an ancillary summary so you can just see total invested versus total returned, which is how this is being derived here. So this is a great Really, really easy tool to use. Very comprehensive. I like the layout. I just built this on the live stream today. I thought it was super useful. Um, Anybody flipping real estate, this is going to be an important tool. All right, if you want the template, again, link in the description box below. It's going to be a $45 one-time fee. Very affordable for basically anybody. Also listed on some vendor sites. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.